Okay. Be right with you guys. Just setting up. Okay. Now today's A talks about boundaries aren't betrayal. Navigating elder care with wisdom. Okay, that is today's discussion A for you. Boundaries aren't a betrayal. Navigating elder care with wisdom. Expanded into something you can shape into an article, talk, or handouts. I kept your core ideas and deepened the emotional, practical, and systematic layers you work so beautifully with. Boundaries aren't betrayal. Navigating elder care with wisdom. A first draft essay for caregivers, families, and communities. Caring for an aging parent is one of the most intimate responsibilities an adult can shoulder. It asks you to honor history, navigate vulnerability, and make decisions that carry moral, emotional, and sometimes legal weight. Yet even the most devoted caregiver eventually discovers a hard truth. Love does not ease limits. Time and energy, money and emotional capacity are finite. Pretending otherwise does not make you a better child. It makes you a depleted one. This is why boundaries aren't betrayal. They are the clearest way to protect your health, preserve your relationship, and ensure your parent receives consistent, sustainable care. Boundaries aren't Boundaries are not walls. They are frameworks. They tell everyone involved what is possible, what is not, and what support is needed to bridge the gap. The guide offers a compassionate, practical roadmap for setting limits with wisdom, clarity, and dignity for yourself and for the elder you love. Why boundaries matter in elder care. The most caregivers don't struggle because they don't care enough. They struggle because they care so deeply. That they override their own needs until something breaks. Their health, their finances, their marriage, or their sense of self. Boundaries protect against burnout, the slow erosion of emotional and physical reserves, resentment, which quietly positions poisons relationships. Unsafe care, when a caregiver is too exhausted to make sound decisions. Family conflict, especially when one sibling becomes the default caregiver. Healthy boundaries create predictability for the elder. Shared responsibility among family and professionals. Emotional clarity that reduces guilt and confusion. A sustainable care plan that can adapt as needs change. Start with clarity. What can you realistically do before you talk to anyone else? You need an honest conversation with yourself. Ask, how many hours per week can I truly give without harming my health or lively, livelihood? Which tasks am I emotionally equipped to handle? Which ones drain me or trigger old wounds? Now, folks, this happens with families after they get into conflicts. So, before you start making plans to care for your elder, make sure you have a solid foundation and that everybody knows what they're supposed to do. Okay. What financial contributions are realistic and what is not sustainable? What is my parent what is my parents' actual need versus their preference? What should happen if I say no to this request? Well, alternatives exist. Okay. This clarity becomes the backbone of your boundaries. Build a simple written care plan. A care plan turns vague expectations into shared agreements. It doesn't need to be formal. A one-page document works. Include tasks you will do, e.g., weekly groceries, monthly bills, review Tuesday appointments, tasks you cannot do, daily bathing, overnight supervision, medication management. Okay, and now we're going to get into who else you can add to support your family member. Okay, who else is involved? Siblings, neighbors, aides, church, and volunteers. Safe priorities: mobility, medication, fall risks, cognitive changes, escalation steps. When to call the doctor, bring in home care, or reassess living arrangements. A short why statement that grounds the boundary in love and sustainability. A written plan reduces misunderstandings and gives everyone a shared map. Communicating boundaries with compassion. Tone matters as much as content. Boundaries land best when they are formed around capacity, not criticism. Use language like, I can help with transportation on Tuesdays, but I can't manage daily errands. I want to support you in a way that's sustainable for both of us. I'm not able to provide overnight care, so let's explore options together. My limit isn't a reflection of you, it's about what I can realistically do. Avoid apologizing excessively, over explaining, blaming other family members, making promises you can't keep. Boundaries are clear. Boundaries are clearest when they are simple, calm, and consistent. Introduce changes gradually. Sudden shifts can feel frightening to an elder who is already losing control in other areas of life. Instead, try 2-week trials of new routines, shared decision making. Let's try this and see how it feels. Small adjustments before big ones. Regular check ins to review what's wrong, what's working. Gentle pacing reduces resistance and builds trust. Bring in external supports early, not after a crisis. Many caregivers wait too long to ask for help, often because of guilt or cultural expectations. But shared care is not a failure, it is a strategy. Support options include home health aides, adult day programs, respite care, faith based volunteer networks, senior centers, meal delivery programs, care managers, or social workers. Paid help may feel like a financial stretch, but it often prevents far more costly crises, hospitalizations, caregiver burnout, or unsafe living situations. Your well-being is non-negotiable. You cannot pour from an empty cup. Protecting your health is not selfish. It is responsible. Commit to regular sleep, your own medical appointments, time away from caregiving. Folks, you have to take okay, I'm going to turn this upside down. Yes, you care about your clients, but you also have to take care of yourself so that burnout does not happen in front of clients. Because some people um, feel like they're responsible for watching a person burn out. So what you need to do is stagger it. share the responsibility with another aide if possible. Or if an agency has a fill-in for a person who needs to step away, give them that option. Emotional support therapy, peer groups, trusted friends, activities that restore your identity beyond caregiving. A healthy caregiver is the foundation of safe, compassionate elder care. Risks and trade-offs and how to navigate them. Every boundary has ripple effects. Anticipating them helps you respond with steadiness rather than panic. Potential risks, family conflicts when roles shift. Guilt, especially if you were raised to adequate obedience with love. Fear that your parent will be angry or disappointed. Safety concerns if care gaps appear. Migration strategies, hold family meetings with a neutral facilitator. Prioritize safety tasks and outsource others. Revisit the care plan monthly. Okay, guys, if you have to update that periodically, do so. If you have to shift things around, do so. So that no one gets burned out when that happens. Document decisions to reduce confusion. Seek professional assessments when needs escalate. Boundaries are not static. They evolve as your parents' condition changes. A simple place to begin. Choose one boundary a week this week. Just one. Write it down. Share it with your parent and one other family member. Set a 2-week check-in to adjust. Small steps build confidence. Confidence builds clarity. Clarity builds peace. Boundaries aren't betrayal. They're the framework that lets care last. Okay, folks, I'll be back on later for shows. For now, Gator Wellness, take care, folks. Hi, Pam.